All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did not know I was going to get two nighttime people, night crawlers, comedians in the day.
We slept a full 4 hours before this.
Seriously, it's like Elf when you guys come out in the morning time. I had a full 37 minutes of sleep and I've had all this sugar.
We're getting another 6 months of winter.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. We were up this morning. We were making spaghetti, just putting syrup on it.
Perfect. This is how I like our comedians. Tired, running on fumes, cracking Red Bulls just as about the show's supposed to start. It's perfect.
Oh, you better believe. And I'm going to share this with the Cape Comics. And come support.
Yes. You guys got a lot of stuff going on right now. I feel like this time of year, more than ever, people need to be amused. And I feel like you just get extra material during the holidays because there's so much dumb things happening in the world.
I suppose so. People get really dumb during the holiday season.
So AJ, introduce yourself and then introduce Josh. Or Josh, you can introduce yourself. You're a grown up.
AJ can do it.
Okay, I'll intro you. So I am AJ Hapenny, Cape Cod's #1 comedian.
I love that.
And there's Josh.
No one's refuting him, so
Josh
we're going to allow
is
it.
#5.
Oh, okay.
I'm also the biggest comedian in Carver, Massachusetts, not to brag.
Oh, is that even a thing? Is that a list?
Dude, Carver, Massachusetts has 2 things, King Richard's Fair and me.
Oh,
So
all right.
the
then.
entertainment bar is not that high.
AJ's the one thing that King Richard's Fair is better than. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
But for some reason, I'm less gay than King Richard's Fair.
Are you though?
Nah. Well, have you seen the Mud Show?
Ren Fairs and AJ, right about there. I mean, you're neck and neck.
I don't know, but at the Mud Show, they're necking.
That's a whole story for another day. What's been going on? I feel like you're like all over the place right now.
Yeah. Well, we just got done with some corporate gigs over the weekend. And
Can you please talk about a difference between a corporate gig and a regular gig? Like, do you?
I'll let you take this one, Josh.
Yes, please.
Regular gigs, just ticketed shows. Corporate gigs are essentially the same thing, but everybody knows each other, so they can kind of team up on you.
Yeah,
that's
so you get more people feel more free to heckle you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
especially on Saturday, we walk into this room in Maine, and then there's a dude with a sweater of polar bears fucking. And then
Sorry.
And then right across from that, there's a baby just sitting there. And that's a corporate gig.
How do you do crowd work in that?
Say, hey baby, goo goo gaga. Aren't shapes bullshit?
I should have put an NC-17 sticker on this show. We've got 2 comedians. You never know what the hell's going to happen.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Tanya, for last time.
She actually had her baby listening to us. That was probably a poor choice.
No, a great choice for the entertainment because you don't have to explain it later, Tanya.
How did you 2 meet each other?
Prison.
Well, I'm glad it's working out for you.
The Cinemax kind.
From prison to Stephanie's house. Welcome, everyone. We take all.
Did we meet through Edouard? Or did we meet at the open mic?
Just at open mics.
At the Yings?
Yeah, like when I first started hosting that, when I took over for the great Bobby Dylan.
Rest in peace.
Rest in house arrest or whatever you're on right now.
Shout out to Bobby Dylan.
Shout out Bobby Dylan.
Okay, so he's still with us. He's just not doing these things. Gotcha.
Just dead to us.
Oh, perfect.
He's got 2 ankle monitors.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got a backup.
Is that because he needs it, or is it because the batteries run low?
Just in case he loses the other leg.
Yeah.
Because you never know what.
I'm not in on this inside joke, and I don't think I really want to be. You guys just had an
use your
open mic,
imagination.
right?
Yeah,
last
we did
night.
Last night.
How was that?
Hosted by the first time by our good friend and protege Kyle Lynch, who did.
God, I love Kyle.
Job.
Intern Kyle was a hot minute here on Lemonadio. If you had a chance to listen to him, he was funny. He's a funny dude. And if he can be channeled properly, and maybe you guys can give him a little, I don't know if you're going to be able to assist Kyle in formulating his act.
We'll do the best we can. As I said, Kyle, no more Black Lives Matter jokes. No more.
It's a very white kid from Sandwich. Probably none of that.
Oh,
Good morning, Lenore.
And Kyle, stop wearing the face paint. We have to tell him that.
And he's a twin. Like there's two of those.
We met his twin last
you?
night. He has a beard and everything. Like, dude, Kyle, this guy looks like your Mycroft. Like,
what's up, Nate? I had Nate Skinner, one of our WKKL
Skinner.
Yeah, at trivia last night. You did a great job, and I am not going to play "Teach Me How to Dougie" the clean version. No, I will not, because it's not clean.
I bet on karaoke he sings the clean version, even though clearly on the screen as
he wants to say it.
He's like, all my friends love me. All my friends.
See, and AJ knows the song. You're welcome. It was one of our trivias last night.
Hey, congratulations on winning the trivia.
Yep. Good times. So here we are, Wednesday before Christmas. Josh Adams does not subscribe to Christmas.
That was the greatest Jew joke I've ever heard in my life.
It was subtle, right?
Stephanie's trying to get me killed right now.
I'm definitely not.
How come we celebrate Christmas in our house?
Yeah.
Dude, I love how all these Palestinian flags are in the comments.
For crying out loud.
They say, free it from Josh. But like, they're just targeting you. It's so weird, Josh.
If they keep yelling free Palestine, we'll take it. We love a deal.
So, Josh, I've definitely seen your name on flyers and shows for comedy around the Cape. How long have you been here?
The post office.
Yeah,
I've been living on Cape for about 5 years and doing comedy like 4.5.
Yeah. And your wife's an educator. How much does she love that?
For all the kids high school age who are listening to this, you're fucking terrible people. Just know that you're awful.
Do you ever get a little comedy out of the stories she brings home? She must bring home just a treasure trove of things you can talk about or things you can't talk about.
Yeah, definitely got a good amount of
like high school, that is terrible.
Like, weren't they teaching her combat at school?
Yeah, like I guess the first week of school they'll have teachers go in to do different training exercises.
Right.
She comes home and she's like, they've been teaching us how to fight the kids. Like restraint training and stuff like that. And
which I really feel is a necessary skill.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like the kids should be able to be hit to an extent, I think.
Which is why you're not in education. You can just talk about it. I left that racket a long time ago. Good morning, Robert. Nothing like teach me how to Dougie allegedly on a bar. We will never discuss what happened at the boathouse. Stays at the boathouse. Leave it alone.
We need like the little warning underneath. Like, these are not the opinions of the show.
I can do that.
These are jokes.
Right? I can definitely write that.
these are opinions of just the bigots. AJ and Josh.
Hey, you know what? It's always good to just relax and talk about what's going on in the world without feeling like you're. How is that? I mean, do you feel like you're constantly being canceled or people are coming for you? Or is that just part of comedy?
Oh, everybody's coming for Josh.
Yeah, right now.
That's why.
Why?
Good morning, Kelly.
And good morning, Aaron. Aaron says hi to both of us, by the way, Josh.
Yeah, but when she says it to me, it's like, hi, Josh.
Do you blame her?
No, not at all. I talk a lot of shit. It's totally justified, all the hatred that she has for me. I mean it in the nicest way, but
I feel like that's just a comedian. Self-deprecation along with mixed jokes and some inappropriate commentary.
I mean,
and a Red Bull.
Yeah, you gotta kind of have some self-awareness. If your goal is to hang out with nothing but comedians, and you gotta expect some comments to come your way.
Yeah.
And
how does one develop a thick enough skin to deal with that?
Oh, just ask Erin. She hangs around us all day.
And a little bit of self-flagellation.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Done.
Because riding up with Sam Buck, another comic friend of ours, you tend to have a very thick skin.
You guys are like a frat party. I feel like every time that you are together, there's always more of you. You're always filling in for each other, and you're always there's more. Every time I look, I was like, then there's another one in the pack.
Oh God, no!
Right? You
Don't-
multiply.
Don't compare us to frat boys.
No,
please.
sorry.
Yeah, frat boys get away with the stuff they do. Dude, when he calls us frat boys, I just imagine us wearing all Riverdale sweaters and just and just high fiving while Chumbawamba is playing. Like, I don't know what.
I think AJ would really dig the borderline, homoerotic hazing. So
Yeah, probably.
That's how I got into college, baby. They're like, yeah,
so you are educated.
Well, it depends on what you call an education.
Erin, a lot of patience, she said. LOL.
And Dorian also says hi. Hello, Dorian.
What's
Thank you for your
up?
service.
Hi. I've got 2 comedians at my table today. I just did not know what this morning was going to present for us. Carly Tefft is going to be joining us in a little bit with if she's watching, she's probably like, I'm turning around.
Carly Tefft.
I'm going back to Sandwich. I don't need
No,
this
Carly,
today.
please come sing for us.
Seriously.
the show will be canceled by the time she gets here.
Perfect. I saw Adam Sandler is trying to be serious in another new Netflix movie,
I
apparently.
don't know what's going on here.
Was
I
he
didn't
trying
know
to
you-
do like another Uncut Gems kind of thing?
No,
or-
it's Lost in Space.
Wait,
That's serious.
he's doing a Lost in Space.
Yes. I don't know if I could stomach that.
Dude, well, like all I can see him doing is Abby Dooby, Jimmy Doo.
Right?
still better than Matt LeBlanc.
That's fair.
First of all, how dare you insult Joey from Friends?
He looks
He's from Newton. I'm allowed to say that.
and I'm not going to fat shame anybody.
Fair enough.
But he is not missing any meals right now at
Dude,
all. There was a
dude.
photo of him leaving a steakhouse. Like he's definitely eating his feelings right now.
Listen, Joey doesn't share food.
That's true. He doesn't. To be fair, he does not.
Dude, we at the open mic we brought up how unfortunately Matthew Perry passed away, but then like a lot of his friends cast were pallbearers. Like, do you think David Schwimmer was like at the end of the casket just going pivot?
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Pivot!
Oh, I feel like it's too soon. And then all the news with him yesterday or Monday, or rather with the ketamine, and just kind of made me sad a little bit.
Yeah.
Good start to the morning, everyone, says Nate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nate. Nate Skinner.
I'd be worried to have David Schwimmer as a pallbearer. I feel like he couldn't carry the weight.
Right? No matter
It'd be-
what you weighed.
It'd be leaning more towards his chin.
Well, he's just a flimsy man.
Did you see him as OJ's lawyer? Juice, come on, Juice.
The Kardashian.
Come on. You can't go with the Ford Bronco, Juice.
Yeah. So, Josh, what is your comedy like? Like, what are your favorite jokes to crack?
Yeah, I like talking about my life, my family, my girlfriend, her kid. A lot of stuff about right now, especially like after everything kind of started, I got a phone call from my mom in tears, like, Josh, like, please, whatever you do, stop doing all the bits about being Jewish. I'm like terrified
Really?
of it. And since then, my Jewish material has probably gone up like
We've doubled.
400%.
Oh, it's been great.
We've doubled that.
It's been great.
Yeah.
When Josh is killing on stage, like I think to myself, oh, his life must be falling apart.
What?
No.
What?
So like AJ just gave me one of my first headlining gigs, and just after since this whole thing started happening, I've been going up very angry, but still sticking to like most of my material.
Yeah.
So it's coming through like a little bit more heartfelt and emphatic, but I get off after just crushing, and AJ's like, dude, you've been killing it lately. Are you okay?
Check
It's
on
like
your
the
comedian friends. They are definitely not okay. Good morning, Don. Thanks for joining us on the West Coast very early this morning.
When Josh is killing on stage, I feel like John Lovitz in Wedding Singer. He's
So
losing
good.
his mind.
and he books the shows, so he is reaping all the benefits.
Well,
No,
that's it. I mean, you have to stick to what's really going on in the world. And unfortunately, no one really likes talking about politics. But if you couch it in a comedic fashion, we laugh at the things that are the most painful to us.
Well, yeah,
So I guess.
that's what we say. Like as
Yeah.
Jews, like if we don't laugh, we cry.
Yeah.
And like I've been doing this joke lately. Like the more overt anti-Semitism I see it, like, and you ask any Jew about this right now, it'll bring out kind of the Jewish pride. Like we feel more Jewish than we ever have in our life. Like if things keep going like this, like by this time next week, you're gonna see me with like a Star of David the size
That's
of
it.
a goddamn Flava Flav cloth.
It was a big Hanukkah this year, everyone. Back off.
Oh God, did you look at any like the comment sections on any like people posting like menorahs like with the candles lit, and then you read the comment section? Like,
No.
any person has like fucking 6,000 comments, and half of them are like, "How could you celebrate the Jews killing all the people and the babies?" It's like,
Seriously?
one thing has nothing to do with the other, and it's the world is crazy right now.
Well, I mean, I feel fair enough. I mean, we're here in Mashpee doing the show, and that was a whole to do with the Thanksgiving Day parade where Wampanoags were in the parade and somebody was waving a Palestinian flag. I'm not kidding. That's real. That did happen. And
these Wampanoags, they're holding Palestine hostage.
I mean, it's just like, how far do you go back to pay for sins? Like, honestly, like, how do you ever have that conversation? Because I do with my husband all of the time. Like, how far do you go back to have to pay for something that we didn't do?
First of all,
we didn't do these things.
I thought
I'm an immigrant.
I thought Jesus put all our sins on his tab like years ago, so I'm confused about it.
I thought this was paid. Wait. The tab is never paid.
That's why I say when I'm at Applebee's, no, Jesus died for these.
Oh my God. Not for your 5 for 5 sangrias. By the way, today is National Sangria Day. And you
Jesus paid for your potato skins.
We're gonna get inappropriate today. It's gonna happen.
I'll pay for the guac. Here's $1.50.
I thought this was a happy hour special. What was happening?
There is no such thing as a happy hour before like 2:00 in the afternoon.
I disagree.
Comments, we are not morning people. The anger is coming out, I guarantee.
Yet here you are, and I am so thankful to have you. I am. We love talking about local stuff that is going on, and I always check to see before we start a show what's going on in our neck of the woods. It's What's New Cape Cod. That's our morning show here. So I look, and there's a Cape Cod RTA bus that plowed through a building in Hyannis, where you're currently living. And I immediately, the two of them just start going back and forth. It was peppering each other with jokes back and forth, and I just couldn't.
Josh. He yelled "Free Palestine" while trying to run over Josh.
Well, and Dorian also said, "Make sure to sin, otherwise Jesus died for nothing." So we might as well do some work here. It's not a problem.
Who was driving the bus? Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God. It kind of looks like that. I'm honestly like, it kind of looks like that. It's not good. Oh wait, that's
no, when you brought up the picture, it really looked like they let one of the kids drive the capabilities bus.
It's not good. I mean, it really got in there. I mean, you're wondering how there's no gust of wind that just sort of blew that bus. Now, granted, I was driving around in my tiny little Kia on Monday, and I was getting blown across the road, but that was a giant bus that went through all of a building and through like telephone wires, and just I don't even understand how one would weave into that like that.
Did they say that there was drinking involved?
No.
He had one kombucha.
They did say that this was alcoholic.
I did say it is National Sangria Day, Gail. I did. Gail is so funny. She always has comedians at her party, and she had Brian Glowacki at her house.
Oh, Brian Glowacki's headlining tomorrow, so come on down, Gail.
Yeah.
He's headlining tomorrow at Knockabout.
She's already seen her act. She had it in her living room. It was the funniest comedy show I've ever been to. So when you're talking about corporate gigs and side hustle gigs, here's Gail in this teeny little house that she rents in Plymouth. And the place was set up like a wake. It looked like the inside of a funeral home. There are, chairs lined up, and right at the top of the thing, there was Marky Mark. It was me, the gas tank, because it was a dot rat party. So hanging from all the chandeliers were rats. So I had one like on my shoulder at one point because I'm DJing this mess in between all of the comedians.
Realistically, a comedy club, you want it to be set up like a wake.
It was.
And where it's like all chairs.
Oh, it was
that's it.
hysterical. And even Glowacki was just absolutely like, this is the weirdest comedic setting I've ever been in, but also really he just killed. He's just such a funny dude. He really is.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's absolutely.
And he's gonna kill tomorrow with his newer material that he's practicing for when he headlines the Melody Tent.
Isn't that insane?
That's insane,
right?
Dude, a local boy headline the Melody Tent. That's a dream.
So did he just buy the Melody Tent and was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna sell this show?
Something like that. Yeah, it's the same thing that he did with the Wilbur, and he sold out the Wilbur.
That right?
A couple times now.
Yeah, well, like twice, and he's doing the Wilbur again in the summer.
Talk about the ability, the balls, the kahunas to just bet on yourself like that and throw yourself out.
Bet on yourself and support local comedy. So thank you, everyone that's supporting local comedy and local artists. Because Brian Glowacki wouldn't be as big as he did if it wasn't for your support.
Maybe you can talk about that a little bit, because I laughed as I'm going through your flyers, because you've always got to, try new material, get a new audience. And then I see you doing a show at a Rod and Gun Club in friggin' Gardner. And I'm like, what? Why? What?
They love me there. They love
I go
me.
where I'm loved.
They love me. I was told by one of the managers that like a lot of the rednecks were downstairs questioning their sexuality afterwards. And I said, that's all I want. That's all I want is people on the right just loving me and questioning themselves sexually.
Did I have a moment? Do I feel like this?
Yeah.
Dear God, is it me, Margaret? What's happening?
Dear God, it's me, J-Lo from below.
It's weird because anytime I hang out with AJ, I never feel straighter in my life.
Nope. You're like, that box has definitely been checked. I'm good.
Just all of that I want nothing to do with.
and the thing is, Josh's girlfriend is afraid that we're gonna fuck so bad.
What?
That's what she said, right, Josh?
I think you want that so bad, AJ. I don't know what's happening right now. Kelly said, "Are you okay?" Comment got me today. Is anyone really okay? We're all just trying to cope.
He's like, well, he has a penis too, so he knows what guys like. And
I don't even know where we're gonna go today, but we're here.
Shout out to Jess.
Welcome everybody for joining us. You got a free comedy show right here. You didn't even know you were gonna get one at 8:00 in the morning, but here it is. Dick jokes are flying. Things are happening. God almighty. Yeah, so she had Brian Glowacki on the show, and then she had this guy, Joey Voices. Do you know Joey?
No, I'm not familiar.
So his comedy is I feel like it's old school, and he does a lot of impersonations. So he'll sing little snippets of things while he's changing costumes, wigs, and or otherwise.
I already hate him.
However, I did like the little video that he posted, because this seems to be a trend on whatever TikTok, whatever reel, whatever thing that people are communicating with at some point. He was singing Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, and he said he later will have some, he said, sounds like fucking, so instead of pumpkin, and so he mouths the word and you can't unhear it, just like Merry Christmas, oh China, and you can't unhear it now when you hear the song.
Ooh.
Do you ever hear anything like that when anybody got another one? Because I'm
Sweet Caroline.
What?
when people add the ba ba ba, even though there's nobody singing ba ba ba. Fuck
That's
you to everybody that ruined Neil Diamond forever. Not just that song.
That's a New England thing. That's
AJ
I
hates
wish-
the Red Sox just for that.
I wish it was just a New England thing.
I feel like it's just a Boston thing. You're from Boston. It's like a certain ilk of people.
Dude, like we did shows in Albany, and then we did a karaoke afterwards, and then they were singing ba ba ba. Like we got out of New England, so we wouldn't have to hear the ba ba ba.
Especially New Yorkers, like you think they would do it
Yeah,
as different as they can from Bostonians.
no, but they love the Boston stuff. They just
Yeah.
hate the Red Sox, but they love everything else Boston.
When you're traveling, do you change your routine a little bit?
It depends. Corporates, yes, because Josh does a lot of research beforehand.
You
of-
have
of the
to,
company.
though. I mean,
'Cause
that's
I'm a
one.
goddamn professional, AJ.
Thank you. And that's one thing I
And I
definitely
just bounce off of what he says. So
need
it's
to
perfect.
stress is they actually do writing. Like they actually write. Did you watch that new show on Netflix with Chris Rock? Yeah.
Headliners only.
Did you watch it?
I watched it like 2 nights ago.
Do you feel like it's real part of your process?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch any of those shows, like go through things like Comedians in Cars,
Yeah.
you know, even if you've done a couple open mics, like you can identify with all these horror stories about
We like the horror
things
stories,
that, things
though.
that go on in shows, and you know, but it's great seeing people who are considered the best at their craft
Mhm.
talking about times where they absolutely bombed horribly, or just wanting to quit / kill themselves, which is so identifiable.
Daily.
Even when Josh kills, he still wants to kill himself.
I mean, there's that self-deprecation again. I feel like that makes a better comedian sometimes.
It's still our
Or
best.
you're dead. I don't know.
Still our best set is when all three of us, me, Josh, Nestor Matute, we were all pissed off. And then like we went to Vermont. We did a show like way deep in Vermont. And it was the best set of our lives, all three of us.
Oh, yeah?
We were all
Oh,
just
God.
equally angry.
We don't have enough time to get into that.
But it's
story.
also Vermont. Like, who comes out to a Vermont comedy show?
But like everybody in Vermont, the whole town is there. The mayor was there. The town judge was there. And I was ripping on the judge the whole time. And I had no idea until afterwards.
That makes it even more funny, though, when you don't know the players and how important they are.
I told the town judge he looked like a bouncer at Build-A-Bear. and like, that's what he's called now.
I think that's great.
I don't think I can go back to that town because my speeding tickets will be tripled.
Perfect. What about my cousin? Oh, is that my cousin? I don't know. You're going to have to be more specific than that. I got a big family too. And they're all a shit show. So it could be anything. Kind of like you, AJ.
Oh, you better believe.
We were talking about this situation as we're looking about the news for the day, and Hunter Biden saying he's got his court date on January 11th.
Oh, no, not Hunter.
Why is he in the news? Why does it matter?
Dude, he's in the news. You ever see Tommy Boy with Chris Farley?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The politician is so squeaky clean that they just go after his shitty family.
AJ, that is Black Sheep. You got to get your
I'm so sorry.
Get your movies correct. Vermont, yes.
What, you think all Chris Farley and David Spade movies are the same?
Oh, all two of them? Yes.
I do like that correlation, though. Hunter Biden and Tommy Boy.
AJ, you confused Rambo with First Blood. How dare you?
Black Sheep. No, seriously, though. So there was another story the other day that I saw that Hunter Biden says that if Trump gets elected president, he's going to leave the country.
Good, leave.
I think I speak for everyone when I say, who gives a shit?
Why is this news, though? Why is this in the news?
Dude, but like too bad he can't take his meth with him over the state lines.
That depends on where he goes. You just meet it there.
Well,
go to Mexico.
First of all, he named his son Hunter. So how fucked up is he gonna be like from the start?
He's hunting for meth. Or wasn't it crack anyway?
It was crack and hookers. Crack and hookers.
Well, what else are you gonna do when you're the president's son? I can't imagine being a president's son, or daughter. I just can't imagine the stress of that.
Yeah, shout out to Tiffany Trump.
Leave her alone. She did nothing.
The Hunter Biden of the Trump family.
But there's always one. There's always that one kid. Every family has that one.
Weren't like the Bush girls getting like arrested for like DUIs and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, and one of them's an author.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Like the only story I heard about like one of the Obama girls was Pete Holmes telling her to shut the fuck up at the comedy studio. And
rest in peace, the comedy studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of controversy.
It's like winter there. Dan, you're in Virginia. It can't be that cold there. I mean, it's miserable here. It all of a sudden happened. Do you ever follow Only in Dade on Instagram? Honestly, I suggest everyone do so. You want to talk about a Florida man and a Florida woman story? It is every day, but it's on Instagram and it just gives every single day. There's material there.
Just every day, it's just 10 teachers who slept with their 14-year-old students.
Why did I watch that on Netflix the other day? There was one new movie made in December and I just got myself sucked into it and it was so awful. And I'm like, why am I wasting time doing this as I'm folding my laundry? And it was just absolutely horrible.
And now that's your whole algorithm.
Right?
Is
Right?
Teachers sleeping with their students.
Well, my husband got mad at me. I'm not allowed to watch anything on his profile because I mess it up. And he's like, you've been watching my Netflix again. I could tell.
What's with all these Nazi documentaries?
All of his suggestions are so bad now. He's like, I'm starting a new profile.
Well, I mean, you are a white woman, so I'm guessing it's a lot of serial killer documentaries.
No, I'm not necessarily. I'm into
not
like
necessarily. There's occasional baking shows.
that he's the baking show person. He is the baking show person. Good morning. Our musical guest has just arrived. I've got Josh Adams in here and AJ.
Hello. Love your hat.
Tell everybody where you guys are going to be because I want them to come and see and support your comedy.
Tonight, if you're in the Dennisport area, come to the Dennisport Red Nun. It is a free show to the public. We got Rob Steen, the guy that runs all the Headliners comedy clubs in New Hampshire. He's going to be headlining tonight at the Dennisport Red Nun. But most importantly, go to Knockabout tomorrow. Go to Knockabout tomorrow. We got Brian Glowacki headlining. The man, the myth, the legend. Gail already knows how good he is.
He's so good.
She's hired him. Tickets are only $25. But if you are a watcher of Stephanie in the Morning, if you enter the promo code laugh off 4, the number 4, laugh off 4 half off, you will get half off a ticket. $12 to see Brian Glowacki tomorrow. Or you can pay $25 at the door, but I think you'd rather pay $12. So do enter the promo code laugh off 4 half off. And we also got the New Year's show. We got the New Year's Eve show at what's it called now? The Cape Cod. At the Cape Cod. Thank you, Stephanie.
I got you.
We got Kyle Crawford headlining, and it's gonna be a fantastic show. It's already half sold out right now. So you want to get your tickets now. But if you forget everything, if you only go to one show this year, you need to fucking get out more. Like that's go to Knockabout tomorrow. Stephanie's gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
And then she knows how good the shows are.
Yeah, Brian's very funny. One quick little aside. When he was doing that private show that we were at, his wife was just like 5 feet away from him. And the stuff in the
Glow's wife?
Yes.
You hear that, Glowacki? He's watching right now, actually.
His wife was like 5 feet away from him. And like the stuff that he was saying about her and their relationship was just so extra, but I so appreciated it. And she just took it like a champ. She just sat there and was like, yep, this is him. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not ashamed. Shout out to her for putting up with you.
That's right, B-Glow.
Awesome.
Shout out to your sweetheart of a wife.
She really totally is. I liked it. You absolutely killed that nursing home. I appreciated it.
He killed everyone in that nursing home.
They're all still alive, though. It's fine.
The equivalent of killing a nursing home, if they're holding their heart, that counts as an applause break.
All right, we're going to take a quick, literally 30-second break. We're going to have Carly Tefft on the show, our musical guest today. Josh, AJ, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Look at that. I was hoping to have our whole thing swapped, but it's not. You cannot move quickly in the studio this morning. Carly is moving in just a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very busy. I knew it was going to be. Good morning, Lauren. Thank you. And Brian even said she's a saint. Look who is in our studio today.
Hello.
Hi. I know. I missed you. I figured you could talk on the pink one and
I
then
love it.
play into the green one if
I
you
like
feel
it.
like. Yeah,
Let's do it.
move stuff out of the
Yeah.
way, you guys, in our studio audience.
Yeah,
Just
move it all.
throw our junk
Whatever you
everywhere.
need.
Seriously,
gotta
like
do.
working out of your home right now is no joke. Shout out to the people that are still here. We're working on a
We're still
space.
here.
I know.
We're still here.
Well,
Look at that.
we're gonna be, I hope, closing on a studio real soon.
What? That
I
is
know.
so amazing.
So
Congratulations.
I'm trying not to count my chickens
Oh my
before they
gosh.
hatch, but I need to get the
Praise
hell
God.
out of my house because
Yeah.
it's a warehouse
But
around
this,
here.
I mean, the last time I was here, it was in 2020, and we were in the
The
other-
tiny studio.
Yeah, we were in the tiny studio.
Yeah. That's now Cliff's office.
So I feel like every year you just keep improving, right? Right? We keep going up.
Bye,
On the up
AJ.
Bye.
He's whacking himself in the head, running in front of
Bye.
our TV.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, places. That was so fancy. So I just played like a little promo with your upcoming shows.
Oh my gosh.
And where people can get their tickets.
So
It has
excited.
been a hell of a minute since we've had a chance to chat.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Life's been wild.
Can we like rewind
Yeah.
to like where this began at the
Yes.
start of the summer? Because we
Oh my
have been
gosh.
trying to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And because she's so wanted and busy, we haven't had a chance.
And
to.
in like 5 states at once. There's also that.
How has that been for you? Do you feel like you've thrown yourself at everything?
Honestly, it's been a test of making sure that I'm giving the attention to what's actually important
Yeah.
and not trying to get distracted.
Yeah.
And that has been a big lesson that I'm learning in this season.
Well, yeah, I love that in this season of my life.
Yeah. In this season.
Seriously
Wait
though,
for the plot twist.
yeah, since pandemic, I think a lot has changed for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially you. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel free to be like, I'm not ready to
Oh,
talk
no,
about it.
No, we can talk about.
But I mean,
yeah,
losing
I'll
your
let you know.
mom,
Yeah.
who is just an incredible human being. I'm getting misty just talking about her.
Yeah.
She was an awesome soul.
Oh my gosh. She's still here, you know?
Yeah.
And it's even cooler because of like where we are right now too.
Yeah.
Like I literally grew up, she bought a house like a few houses away, the first house on Cape Cod. So it's yeah, life's been so wild for me, and that was such a hard time. It's still, I mean, you know, the grieving process is never ending.
No.
It's never ending. And especially around the holidays, things are certainly different and
Raw.
weird and raw. And it makes you feel like, oh, it was yesterday when she passed away.
How is that being home like with your dad too? It's
Mhm.
got to feel like there's something off.
Something's missing for sure.
Yeah.
But it's been cool. You know, my dad has definitely taken up a lot of, you know, cooking
an
and
awesome human.
baking. I know. And so it's been fun to see him lean into that because I know he, you know, feels close to her in that way. And I know I do too, you know, like, all right,
Yeah.
what would my mom do? Like I made an apple pie for the first time from scratch, like
Excellent.
the crust from scratch and everything. And so like, all right, what would she do? And, you know, the spices and things like that. But it's certainly the whole, they think of grief, someone told me, as there's a ball in a box.
Mhm.
And at first, you know, the ball is massive and it hits the box, and that's kind of, you know, grief. And then the ball gets a little bit smaller, so it hits the edges of the box less. So I think that's a really great analogy for someone going through grief, is that it's never going to go away. I mean,
Mhm.
there are still times where that feeling in my gut is like it was yesterday, and I'll just have that massive cry. But for the most part, I really can feel good knowing where she is and
Yeah.
who she's with, and knowing that she's watching me right now.
When you have those moments though, when you're performing, how do you channel that? Because I think I would just like start dripping.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
you
mean,
start like playing guitar and just
yeah.
like weeping for no reason. You're
Mhm.
like, I'm fine, everything's fine.
And I think that's the beauty of music,
Yeah.
right? I was talking with someone in Nashville, and they said, you know, the cool thing about music is that we get to, you know, people come to see us so that we can, you know, we're sharing the emotion, and it's okay. You know, it's like, this is the space where it's okay to be, you know, extremely one emotion or the other because of the creative arts. So I think I mean, at least I know when I see my favorite musical artists and they're so into the song and the words that they're singing and the message, I think it's so beautiful. So I never try to shut those emotions off.
Mhm.
I try to stay vulnerable in the moment. And, for example, I wrote a song a couple days ago in Nashville, and when I was making like the demo work tape, I cried at the end.
Yeah.
And I kept it in there because I think that's important because
Yeah.
it shows the importance and the weight of the words and of the song.
The realness of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you've leaned into your faith.
Oh my gosh, big time. Yeah.
Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Gosh, well, it all started actually in 2019. I was still in Nashville, mostly there full time, and I was in a band at the time. We were touring around, and I remember I woke up that day and I said, "All right, I know I need to leave this band. Like, I'm going to leave this band, God." And I swear God laughed at my face and he said, "All right, finally, you understand." Because later that night, we all got in this crazy car accident. I don't even know if I told you this.
No.
So we got in this crazy car accident. There's 5 of us in the van. We flipped on the interstate. So we're in midair.
So scary.
I say like, "All right, thank you God for my life." That was it. And then we crash. I am the only one that was injured. The only one out of 5 people.
And
Not just that. So I have this tattoo on my wrist. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see it, right?
yeah.
So I got that 2 years prior to this accident, and where I got, stitches is
Oh my God,
right
right
below
below
the
it.
cross.
Like, okay, fine, I'll listen.
Like, "Okay, God, I got you. I got you." So, I just started to lean in more, started reading, some messages from the Bible. Of course, 2020 happens
Yeah,
to
right.
everybody, and then 2021 happens, with my mom getting sick and passing away all in a very short amount of time.
Mhm.
I had some incredible encounters and experiences with God just throughout the actual, I hate to say like dying process, but there were just things, and that'll be another podcast. Like we can
Yeah.
seriously dive in and talk about it. It was really one of the most beautiful and heartbreaking experiences of my entire life.
Yeah.
It inspired a
Well,
lot of
it's coming
songs that'll
face to
play.
face with real things in
Yeah.
your life, and that's super scary.
It is, and it just makes you realize what's important.
Mhm.
And I certainly did. So, she passes away in 2021, at the end of the summer, and I'm kind of like floating around. I'm not sure what I'm doing. And then
And I ran into you at that point in time,
Yeah.
and I could just, you were just
lost,
kind of,
lost.
blank.
Yeah, it's
Blank
tough.
and sad, and it's
Yeah.
so hard to comfort someone. And I know everybody, because you've
Mhm.
got such an amazing support group, that everybody wanted to, but I mean, that's stuff you have to do by yourself
Mhm.
sometimes, and it's like so hard to not meddle or check in. But I mean, still check in on those people, and
Yeah.
just be like, "Hey, I
I'm here.
love you, thinking of you.
Right.
I'm around."
Yeah, it's like you wish you could take the pain away. And I mean, God bless, my amazing friends and family.
You do
I
have a
mean,
great
I
support
really do.
system.
I always say although I'm an only child, I got to choose my sisters and my family. So
Yeah.
I feel so blessed from here to Nashville. So 2022 was a lot of, grief and growth, and all of a sudden the cards lined up for me to go back to Nashville.
Mhm.
And so I went back. I actually, it was a really, really cool story, but I basically found a great group of folks that belong to a church, and went to their Bible study. And I found them through Facebook Marketplace, not because I was looking to join a Bible group, not because of that. I was buying a headboard for my new apartment.
So random.
And this was the crazy part. So the girl, her name's Samantha, a great friend of mine, was buying her headboard, and we're carrying it to my car, and I see on her sweatshirt it says Martha's Vineyard. And so I said, "Does that say Martha's Vineyard?" And she goes, "Yeah, I just got back from Cape Cod today." And I said, "Well, that's interesting because I literally just moved from Cape Cod."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, cool." And so anyway, I said, the long story short was I was trying to fit a queen size headboard in my small Mazda. Wishful
It'll
thinking.
fit. It's fine.
Wishful thinking. And so we had to plan another day. And so I said, "Oh, what are you doing Tuesday?" And she said, "Oh, well, Tuesday I have my Bible study group, so I'm busy Tuesday." And immediately God was like, "You need to ask her to join. Like, can you you need to ask to
You were
Yeah,
compelled.
I was so convicted. So I said, is this like an open group thing? I've never like, I'm
Right.
all new to this, and oh my gosh, yeah, like we all have dinner together and we all just hang out, and we read a little bit of the Bible and listen to a cool worship song. So join that group. Just amazing humans. And this last year, we haven't even gotten to this year yet.
It's wild. Good morning,
it's like-
Jeff. Jeff says Carly's the bomb.
Hey Jeff. So yeah, just the amazing folks that I've met through that group.
It's good
It's
though. I mean,
amazing.
sometimes you
Good
just
community.
need fellowship, and you
Oh my gosh.
just need people that
Yeah.
are like, here's a meal. We're gonna play some tunes. We're gonna hang out, and there's no
It's
ulterior
amazing.
motive. There's no
Just good
anything.
people. Yeah,
Just
they
I
don't
need
want
to be
anything
around
from
goodness.
you. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It's nothing wrong
so,
with it.
and especially just being a musician and being surrounded by musicians, you're always like, oh, like what can I do for you? And like, let's hop on this gig or let's write. And
Yeah,
literally,
it's always a hustle.
yeah, it's always like a subliminal hustle. But
Mhm.
it's so nice to just feel appreciated for just being who you are.
To just be.
Yeah.
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 So you had this bucket full, and you come back to the
did.
Cape with all of this joy,
Yeah.
and then an interesting thing happened to you.
And then another bomb.
I was like, this is the pitfalls of the world, though,
Oh
and
my
everybody
God,
has
that's
an
so-
opinion.
Yep.
Opinions are like asses, and everyone has one. However, you were having a gig at some place, and they did not appreciate your political leanings or what they felt
What they
or
felt, yeah.
construed as
Yeah.
your political leanings, because
Mhm.
you've never been like, I am this kind of person.
Right.
I am this kind of person. And I feel like in 2023, no one's all encompassing any side.
Nope.
They all suck. If we're going to get into the politics
Yeah.
of life,
Yep.
I feel like there's no party that actively represents anyone.
No, you have I mean, I'm no political analyst. Just
Same.
saying that.
Neither
But
one of us
you
are.
literally have two choices, and people make it seem like if you choose whoever you choose, you're gonna live and die by that person.
Yeah.
And truth be told, when this and I said this on the phone to the owner, I said the only person I am wholeheartedly supporting is God, my Lord and Savior Jesus. Like that is the one person I can say I fully support. And
so she was taken away. A gig was taken away from her because of what was perceived as her political leanings, nothing more. It was a solid booked. I'm coming here. It's nice when you've got a job, and then all of a sudden, because they decide that you don't fit the mold, we don't like the way you look, we don't like what you're saying, we're taking this gig away from you.
yeah,
Which they're entitled to as a
Totally.
business, to not
totally.
have people play that they don't feel represents whatever
Mhm.
kind of culture that you're cultivating at your business. So that's fine too. But this story just like got legs and it walked on its own. I feel like
Yeah.
Howie Carr was like, what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Unjustice? We're talking about
We're
it.
talking about it. Yeah, it was just honestly the whole thing was so surreal. And to bring it back, so this started because of the national anthem,
Mhm.
and
This is all this was.
this is all this was. I was asked to sing the national anthem for may I just say for former President Trump, and that was it.
That's a
that
gig
was
I would
literally it.
not say no to. I'm going
I'm
regardless.
going.
As a former sitting president, I'm interested.
I'm interested, and as a musician, that song is so hard to sing. That song is extremely difficult. It took me probably a solid 5 to 6 years in order to gain the confidence to say, okay, I want to do this publicly.
Yeah.
And I would love to sing this for my
Because
country.
everybody knows the words and everybody knows how it should sound in your brain.
Yeah.
So being able to perform something like that is a little nerve-wracking.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So I started to perform it at age 21 or 22. I first sang it at Fenway Park. It was really incredible for the Red Sox. And so I've gotten asked since then throughout my career, oh, will you sing for, the town hall for this, for that, like for this game, for that game, Celtics, Bruins, whatever.
She's a Berkeley trained
And-
musician, everyone.
and
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. And so it always has been an honor whenever I've gotten asked to sing. I've never looked at this as, oh, this means I am forever a lifelong Red Sox fan or forever a lifelong this fan or that fan. Or when you're singing the national anthem, it is for everyone in this country.
Yeah.
And that is how I view it. That is plain and simple how I view it. Doesn't matter who's currently president, who's former president, Senate, whatever, town hall. Like if someone calls me and says, hey, would you mind singing the national anthem? I'm going to go for the country and to represent like this.
Yeah.
This song represents everybody.
Yep.
And that's how I view it.
And it's respectful, and I appreciate that
Yeah.
and that viewpoint. And I think we should all have a little bit more of that.
And those are my intentions. Truly,
Yeah.
truly. And that's it's sad that, you know, lines just get crossed so easily, and people just are like, oh, well, because you did this, that means you're now this person. And you know, I just say, you know, God bless you. Like, it's if you're gonna label me as something, that's okay. Like, I know my intentions and I know who I am, and I'm happy to sit down and have a conversation like we're doing today.
Yeah.
And like, but again, like me singing the national anthem doesn't have anything to do with my politics.
Right.
Doesn't at all.
Just insane that erupted. It really did. It
Yeah.
erupted.
Yeah.
And people, I feel like you got more out of it than you lost.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful that this is a message that everyone can get behind. And that was the beauty of receiving messages saying, I'm not a Trump supporter, or I'm not political, and like, this is just wrong. And I've had those conversations in real life and online. And I feel like that's the beauty of it, is that I'm the kind of person that can look at things logically and say exactly what I've been saying and not get emotional in the heat of the moment.
It's hard not to,
And
though.
well, that's what whoever, you know, the media,
The proverbial
like, the proverbial they, like, that's what they want.
Yeah.
No, they want you to get emotional and riled up, when really, when you just step back and say logically, like, this is what it is, and we can agree to disagree, but at the same time, you know, and the reason why I spoke up about it is because if this happened to someone like you, if this happened to a friend, my future children one day, I would be right there staying next to them saying, this is so wrong, and I'm so sorry this happened.
Yeah.
And let's see how we can make it right. And
a lot of people did for you, though.
Yeah.
And that was really
so
nice.
Grateful. So grateful.
Well, because it's just stressful, and sometimes through no fault of your own, you're just labeled or cast as something. And, you know, the public has decided that this is the way it is, even though that's not the way it is. And you have to just either sit in it.
Yep. I had to sit in it, and
it's like grief again.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
honestly,
I'm sitting in it again. What the hell?
Yeah, I had to just say, okay, you know, some people are gonna forever label me as like the Trump singer, and that's fine, because I know who I am and I know where I get my identity from.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing in life that I've learned, is that you have to know who you are and where you get your identity from in order to let go of what other people think of you.
So hard it's easier said than done,
really
and
is.
It doesn't happen in a blink, but when
No.
you're on the other side of it,
It's so good.
you're like, I can talk about it now.
Yeah.
I can breathe now.
Yeah. And it's so good. And I sat down, you know, one day after all the craziness, and I just wrote, you know, what I do. I just write out what I'm feeling to try to figure it out, and out came Freedom in This Country, Carly's version. So it was pretty
I
cool.
love it. Like Taylor, it's Carly's version.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Will you sing for us?
I would love to. You want me to sing that one?
Yeah, will you?
Of course.
This is such a treat this morning.
I know, and I didn't even warm up, so this is going to be an extra treat.
Perfect.
It's like, I'll be good. Just hopped off a plane a couple hours ago. How did life end up this way? Sharing truth just gets you shame, but I ain't scared to walk my faith or to sing for the home of the brave. When the lies and hate draw near, I'll stay strong, won't stand in fear. Even when the rain comes down, I'm steadfast on this solid ground made up. Freedom, freedom, freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom. So let's bring back those days when we weren't stuck in our ways. Time to be the change we all want to see, and that's freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom, freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom. It all starts with a wild heart, standing up and taking charge. From west to east, life and liberty, making every voice heard peacefully. All around the world is what we need. Freedom, freedom, freedom freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom. So let's bring back those days when we weren't stuck in our ways. Time to be the change we all want to see. And that's freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom. Freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom. Yeah, yeah. Freedom, freedom. Where the flag flies high. Freedom, freedom. Standing side by side. Freedom, freedom. In the land that I love. Freedom, freedom. So let's bring back those days when we weren't stuck in our ways. Time to be the change we all want to see. And that's freedom in this country. Freedom, freedom, freedom in this country.
So good. Gotta give you the canned applause. You're getting lots of accolades out there.
I love it.
Out there in social media
Thank
town.
My-
We appreciate it.
If my dad's listening, he's gonna give me crap because I didn't tune my guitar.
Well, it sounded good.
And my pick was in it half the time. I'm like, wow, this thing's
Like,
really
I'm just
out of
gonna-
tune.
we're just
Yeah,
gonna
we're
work
just
with
gonna-
this.
It's fine.
Oh, Lynn Brenderson saying bravo, let freedom ring from Kelly. Christy sent you big hearts.
It's so cool.
Lots of wonderful people checking in. Good
Thank you,
morning.
guys.
We
Good
appreciate
morning.
you all. Hey, Amy. Hi,
Yes.
Tatiana. Michelle, thank you. Happy birthday to me as well. Thank you. It's our birth month.
Oh my goodness! Happy birthday!
Horrible. My birthday's the day after Christmas. It's always
Oh,
like
that's
everyone's like, no,
rough.
thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No thanks. That's so funny. Oh my gosh! How did I not know that?
Ugh,
That's wild.
it's just one of those things that's just not super fun. Now you've got gigs all over the place while you're
My
here.
goodness, I
Well,
sure
like,
do.
can we talk about you bebopping all over the world? How do you even
I
keep
don't
it
know.
straight where you're at and where you're going to be? Like, do you have a person that handles your bookings?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
It's me.
yeah, right. That's why it's like small business. Me.
Me.
I just saw one of those memes. Me.
Yeah, I just feel I'm very grateful. I'm able to be a full-time musician.
Yeah.
I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I dreamed about doing. And I mean, like, being a small business owner, it is hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Constant.
But the payoff and just being able to connect. I mean, it's the same thing that you do. You're just able to connect with people and share stories, and it's so beautiful. So it definitely, I mean, especially this last year has just been
Yeah.
wild in just, traveling and touring and things like that. But I'm really excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
And just like the songs just keep flowing, and I'm just so excited.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you have any more that you want to share with
Oh
us?
my gosh, I do. I feel like this will go on like the same kind of theme that we're talking about. So I wrote this song. I hope my girlfriends don't mind. I wrote this song. What's today?
The 20th.
The 20th. So we wrote this 2 days ago.
I
Let's
love
see.
fresh material. You're hearing this
Yeah.
first, and I'm just so
Yeah.
excited. Thank you
I
for
hope-
choosing us
Oh my
today.
gosh. So let's see if I can bring this up. This is super cool. So we all were talking, my friends Alex Maybe and Olivia Faribaugh in Nashville. We
Is
had this
Alex having a
great-
baby?
No, Alex Maybe. That's her artist name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which one of the girls
Sorry.
that you brought to Cape Cod Coffee that one time?
Oh, Erica.
yeah.
Oh, I should play that song too. Do I have time for a few more?
You
Okay.
stay as long as you want. I'm never going to tell you no. Don't play me songs in my house, please.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome
Okay.
to an impromptu
So this
concert.
is super cool. So all right, so I'll play that song with my girlfriend Erica after this one. But this one we wrote. Someone put 12/28. This is probably me. 12/28/2023. We wrote this in the future apparently.
Perfect.
Back to the future. No, we wrote this 12/18, so Monday.
Okay.
And we were talking about how there is so much pressure put on musicians to be this idol.
Mhm.
And of course, like I was talking about my experience this summer of like it shouldn't matter what my politics are. And
Yeah.
and I don't, I don't think it's my job to boast it out there.
Yeah.
Like of course, if I have a message in my music, I'll put it in there, but that's not my job to be this like forefront of I'm not a political figure.
Right. Well,
you
it's
know?
just a lot. We've become so judgmental
Right.
about everything.
Yep. So we were all talking about that, and how even in the Christian world, as like in Christian music, as I've just like kind of been dabbling in, there's
That's a whole nother level of politics.
It is, and that's what, and these writers and these artists, they know much more about it than me, and so we were talking about that and how hard it is to like live up to the standards and things like that. So we all just kind of came to this conclusion of like, well, when we're looking around at each other as like, well, what should we do? Like, you're looking at me, and when you
Mhm.
look at me, I want you to see that I'm looking up.
Yeah.
And that's the
I
title.
like that.
That's the title of the song. Never played it before.
Okay.
So we're just gonna see what happens. This is called Looking Up. All right, I think this will work. I'm just as human as you are. You're just as human as me. We all have questions, want answers from all the wrong places, just leaving us empty. Don't put your bricks on my shoulders. Yeah, I won't put mine on you. Let's leave it up to the Savior to do all the saving. He'll tell us the truth. We're just all speaking from the step we're on, talking about the life we know from where we're from. We all feel the same rain, the same sun. We're all just looking around each other, gripping at everything we touch. But if you look at me, I'll be looking up. Let's let our knees hit the floor now. If we really want to know. But the beauty I found is where I lay it down and learn to let it go. We're all just stepping from the step we're on, talking about the life we know from where we're from. We all feel the same rain, the same sun. We're all just looking around each other, gripping at everything we touch. Well, if you look at me, I'll be speaking from the step I'm on, talking about the life I know from where I'm from. We all feel the same pain, the same love. We're just looking around each other, but no human is enough. So if you look at me, I'll be looking up. We're just speaking from the step we're on, talking about the life we know from where we're from. We all feel the same rain, the same sun. We're all just looking around each other, gripping at everything we touch. Well, if you look at me, I'll be looking up. Oh, if you look at me, I'll be looking up.
2 days old. It's a baby.
Baby.
Thank you for sharing that with
Yeah.
us. So good.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Chrissy. That's awesome. She's
I
tuning
know.
in.
You got all kinds of people. Woohoo, Carly.
Yeah. I think that one's gonna be really special.
Carly Tefft,
Cool.
everyone. You've got a bunch of gigs. I love the fact that you're like, oh, yeah, I just wrote that 2 days ago. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be with Nick and we're going to play that. Oh, yeah, I've got a
Yep.
full band that I'm going to be playing with tomorrow. No big deal for a free show.
Yep. It's gonna be awesome.
Right?
So cool, right?
Yeah. So you're at the music room tomorrow.
Yes. So excited. Music room, 8:00 with my full band. And make sure you grab tickets. They sell on Instagram. Tickets are running out.
All right. Excellent.
Woo!
And that's a free show?
I believe not.
Okay.
So there are tickets.
Okay. Perfect.
And
Get your tickets.
Yeah, you will help me. That would be your Christmas present to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Musicians got to eat, you know.
We do. That's for sure.
And then, what is it? Saturday, you're going to be over at Tomatillo's?
Yes, with Nick, and that'll be full band as well.
So
it's gonna be
fun.
so much fun. So shout out to Mark, everybody at Tomatillo's, Leslie, they're the best.
And Nick has been doing his own crushing tour all over the place.
I know you think I'm a crazy person, and then I look at him and I'm like, oh.
He's like, and I'll just build a house real quick, and then I'm up on this roof, and
Yeah.
now I'm doing a full stadium.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's so funny.
So if you don't know the connection, Sandwich, from Sandwich, Cape Cod, Carly, also Nick, and it's just so amazing that for whatever reason you were thrown into my vortex in Nashville.
Yep. It's so cool.
I know. And I was like, what? Wait, what? And this is not the only Nashville connections we've had from Sandwich Kids.
Mhm.
There are a bunch of you.
It's weird.
It's
almost
really
weird.
strange.
It's almost strange, like how many people from the town of Sandwich that are in Nashville. But there's a lot of us just in the creative world,
Yeah.
and just in music in general that I know personally. Like there's almost like 10 of us.
Yeah.
In the music world between LA and Nashville and here. It's really, really cool.
It's
Something in the
amazing.
water.
I know. Honestly,
It's
though.
the Cape Cod chips, let's be real. And the coffee.
I love it. Georgie Morley, you miss are killing it right now on Instagram. She's like their new PR person for Cape Cod chips.
Oh my gosh.
And
Can I get a sponsorship?
Seriously.
Please.
I hosted Nantucket Junior Miss, which became Distinguished Young Women, which is now Miss Cape Cod. She was one of the participants over there as like a young kid. And to
Wow.
see her as this amazing photographer that's like crushing her
Yeah.
space makes me so happy. I feel like they're all my kids. I'm like, oh, good job.
I know we're
You did
growing up.
great.
Thanks, Mama.
Everybody's growing up.
Mama Steph.
All my babies are growing up.
That's right.
I'm just super psyched to have you guys come back and share all the awesomeness that you're
gosh.
bringing to the world.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, you never forget where you come from. And
It's important.
Yeah. And like I said at the start, like I'm so grateful for my community here and my family, both blood and not blood.
That's
I'm
Chosen
so,
fam is
so
a big
grateful.
deal.
Yeah.
And there's something about the Cape that is just like a warm hug.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and especially just after what I've been through personally and professionally the last few years.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
Like the
so,
can that got
so
kicked
loved.
up the road. I'm right there with you,
Yeah.
lady. I
I
feel like
know,
both
I
of
know,
us are
I know,
like,
both of
whatever,
us.
fine, we'll do it on our own.
Yeah.
I didn't
honestly,
need you anyway.
I know. It's wild. It's wild, but most people are good.
Yeah.
They really, really are.
Yeah. What else are
Yeah.
you going to share with us?
Okay, so this is one of my favorites. I'm going into the studio to record this one.
All right. So buy your tickets, by the way. Support our artists. We have amazing people here. And Carly, you're one of them.
Thank you. This is one of my favorites. So I wrote this one with Erica.
Love her.
And give you a little she's having a baby.
I
You
saw it
know?
on
Oh, yeah,
Instagram. I was like, oh my God.
I
What?
know.
She's having a baby. She's the baby.
I know, a baby having a baby. I said that to my dad. I'm like, is it weird like babies having babies? He's like, kind of.
I know.
So we wrote this.
She's like 30. It's not.
Yeah, it's not an actual baby. We're
I
fine.
know. We're grown ups
We're
now.
grown ups, but we're really still kids.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so we wrote this in 2022. And so just to give you a backstory, so when my mom passed away in 2021, I didn't write a song for almost a calendar year.
Yeah.
A calendar year. And I had this melody idea one day. I was like, lightning your eyes, da 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 da. It's kind of this cool like Jack Johnson-y thing. And I called up Erica and we were just on FaceTime because I was still living here full time. And I said, oh, I think I have something like cool here. And this like, and I was telling her about the situation with this guy at the time. And I was like, oh, like I'm in Massachusetts, but he's, somewhere else. And so she was like, how about you guys meet somewhere in between? And I was like, oh, that's a cool title. And then that'll totally work. Didn't end up working. It's fine. But it was a really cool title.
It gave me a song.
And it did give me a song. And so the cool thing about it was we wrote what I thought was the chorus, which is it ends with, I'm on the coast, you're in Tennessee. Let's meet somewhere in between. And I thought that was the chorus. So we finished the song, what I thought was the chorus. And then 2 days later, this is the first time this has happened to me. I woke up, not even from a dream, but I just woke up with California, Colorado, Carolina, Ohio, West Virginia, I'll be your mountain mama. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that's the chorus.
Love
And
it.
it's going to be this really cool sing-alongy kind of song. So when I say a state, you're going to say it after me. So it goes like
Okay.
this. California,
California,
Colorado,
Colorado,
Carolina,
Carolina,
Ohio,
Ohio,
West Virginia,
West Virginia,
a mountain mama.
Mountain Mama.
Yeah, that's it. So now you know your part.
All right.
This song is called Somewhere in Between. I played it out in my head, running into you again. What you'd say and what I'd do and when. 3 years it's been since you blew my brown eyes met. I can't believe it's finally happening. Now in front of you I'm standing, and I see lightning in your eyes. I feel thunder in your touch. I think I'm gonna lose my mind, thinking about you way too much. I'm caught up out on the coast. You're taking time in Tennessee. This might take more work than most. Let's meet somewhere in between. California,
California,
Colorado,
Colorado,
Carolina,
Carolina,
Ohio,
Ohio,
West Virginia,
West
be
Virginia,
a mountain mama.
Mountain Mama.
I'm on the coast on Tennessee. Let's be somewhere in between.
Sing it with
Somewhere in between. Yeah. Wanna learn about you a little more. Did you move off Highway 24? Are you still a Chevy guy who drives a Ford? I feel like I remember this flame. Must be the way you say my name. That spark inside still shines the same. 'Cause we never really started, but we never really ended. Now in front of you I'm standing, and I see lightning in your eyes. I feel thunder in your touch. I think I'm gonna lose my mind, thinking about you way too much. I'm caught up out on the coast. I'm taking time in Tennessee. This might take more work than most. Let's meet somewhere in between. California,
California,
Colorado,
Colorado,
Carolina,
Carolina,
Ohio,
Ohio,
West Virginia,
West Virginia,
be a mountain mama.
Be a
Yeah.
Mountain Mama.
I'm on the coast, you're in Tennessee. Let's meet somewhere in between. Yeah, somewhere in between. We never really started, but we never really ended. Now in front of me you're standing, and I see lightning in your eyes. I feel thunder in your touch. I think I'm gonna lose my mind, thinking about you way too much. I'm caught up out on the coast. You're taking your time in Tennessee. This might take more work than most. Let's be somewhere in between last time. California,
California,
Colorado,
Colorado,
Carolina,
Carolina,
Ohio,
Ohio,
West Virginia,
West
I'll
Virginia,
be a mountain mama.
Mountain Mama.
I'm on the coast or in Tennessee. Let's meet somewhere in between.
Carly Tefft, everybody. Lynn, she's like, where do I find her? Carly Tefft, that's 2fs.com. That's where you can find her.
Yes.
Grab your tickets, support her. Albums, where do people go to find all of your music and support you there?
I have a couple songs on all the streaming platforms: Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes. But like I said, that song, I'll be going into the studio. Some other new songs. I'm very, very excited starting in the new year.
So good.
Yeah, I'm really, really
Fun
blessed.
little
Very
singy
grateful.
bops.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
It's so good. Yeah. So yeah, make sure you come out to some shows if you're on Cape Cod. I'll have some more shows in Nashville in the new year, and then I'll always be back too. So just all my tour dates are on my website, carlyteft2fs.com.
Yay. Look at this one. Better off at a bar. And now
That's
she's like, I'm just
right.
playing with everybody.
Yeah, I know. Well, I can't forget that the first jam that started it all.
So good. Eva says, love it, Carly.
Oh, hi, Eva.
I know. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you,
joining us
Chrissy.
this morning. Make sure you support local musicians wherever they are. We appreciate you. I'm going to throw one more time our little plug for AJ Hapenny and Josh Adams, who are our fun comedians that begin our show today. Thank you for joining us. Please support all of your local artisans. Have a Merry Christmas. I think we got one more show tomorrow. Seraphine is going to join me on the show, and we're going to be dueling Mrs. Clauses.
Amazing. And make sure you guys support Lemonadio. Stephanie is one of the hardest working people I know.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Everybody on Lemonadio, we're saying goodbye. Thanks